When Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII was released in 2007 for the PlayStation Portable, it made a pretty significant impact. The acclaimed PS1 RPG had already seen some follow-ups, but Final Fantasy VII Advent Children was a movie, that too, one which required the complete version to fully enjoy, and Dirge of Cerberus wasn't good. By contrast, Crisis Core was a prequel, featured a revamped art style and combat system, and was pretty darn great. It sold a whopping 2.1 million units as of March 31st, 2009, and is still considered one of the best Final Fantasy games ever. With Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, Square Enix is remastering the original for a new generation of platforms. Releasing for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Nintendo Switch on December 13th, here are 13 things you should know before picking it up. Story and setting. Taking place 7 years before the original Final Fantasy VII, Crisis Core chronicles the journey of Zack Fair as part of Shinra's soldier program. After a mission against the Wuta, which Shinra is warring against, his mentor Angel suddenly disappears. Zack is tasked with locating his missing friend along with Genesis, another soldier who deserted the program under mysterious circumstances. Other important events include Zack's first meeting with Aerith, his encounters with Cloud Strife and Sephiroth, and the greater truth behind the soldier program. Along with Midgar, locations like Wuta, Benora, and Nibelheim are included, providing a closer look at events portrayed in Final Fantasy VII's flashbacks. Overhauled visuals. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion is touted as a remaster, but one look at its visuals proves this to be far from the actual case. It's developed on Unreal Engine 4, and all of the original assets have been replaced. In addition to high-definition graphics, all character models have also been redesigned, while the resolution and textures for CG cutscenes look better. Environments sport improved geometry, while lighting, shadows, texture, and post-processing effects are on another level entirely, making this look more like a remake. Combat improvements. Crisis Core was a huge departure from the original Final Fantasy VII's combat due to being real-time, and Reunion sticks to this while offering several improvements. Attack combos can now be linked together, making combat feel more fluid. Furthermore, limit breaks, which were only accessible through the digital Mindwave or DMW system, can now be accessed at any point in battle. Leveling up and buffs are still random, but you can now skip the DMW cutscenes during combat if they prove too disruptive. Magic shortcuts. The quick access bar allowed for assigning materia and items to use in battle, which was good, but the total number of slots was very limited. Reunion separates the bars for materia and items, allowing you to access multiple types of each more freely. Based on the gameplay showcased thus far, players can assign up to 4 materia and 8 items in the quick access bars for easy access in combat. Improved camera and movement. While the camera was previously locked, not allowing any free movement, this has changed for the remaster. You can now freely rotate it, allowing a better view of the battlefield at all times. Furthermore, a new dash function has been added, and it should be similar to Final Fantasy VII Remake, allowing for quicker movement outside of battle. Optimized UI. One of the most welcome overhauls is visible in the combat UI. The DMW meter is smaller and sleeker, while the different bars for HP, MP, and AP look sharper. Even the quick access bar shortcuts for items and materia look more compact. This results in a UI that scales better on bigger displays while still showcasing all of the critical information. New background music arrangements. The Final Fantasy VII series has its share of memorable tunes, and Crisis Core is no different. The combat music alone was reason enough to endure so many encounters. Crisis Core will have a newly arranged soundtrack, so hopefully those classic tracks will sound even better. Whether fans will have the option to stick to the original OST remains to be seen. Full voice acting. The original PlayStation Portable release featured a mix of voice-acted and text-only cutscenes. In Reunion, all cutscenes are fully voice-acted, further enhancing the immersion. Producer also confirmed that Brianna White, the voice actor for Aerith in Final Fantasy VII Remake, would reprise her role. This is to bring things in line with the new remake trilogy.
A soldier trademark.
Oh, you.
Color of the sky, right?
But...
New voice actors. Along with Aerith, several characters are voiced by their Final Fantasy VII Remake actors. Instead of Rick Gomez, Caleb Pierce is the voice of Zack Fair, while Cody Christians brings Cloud Strife to life over Steve Burton. Other noteworthy changes include Tyler Hoechlin as Sephiroth, Kaylee Mills as Cisne, Vic Chow as Sang, and Sean Conde as Genesis. No new story elements. While meant as a means for Final Fantasy VII Remake fans to learn more about Zack Fair's backstory, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion won't have any new story elements. That's because it's still being positioned as a remaster and not a remake. As a result, it's an expansion on the original Final Fantasy VII story, as opposed to being a new starting point for the franchise like Final Fantasy VII Remake was. The developer also confirmed that there were no plans to add other new elements like side quests or additional stories. 60 FPS on PS5 and Xbox Series X. It's probably not surprising that Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion will run even better on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. The developer confirmed that it would run at 60 FPS on current-gen platforms. Details on the resolution have yet to be confirmed, though gameplay trailers indicate 4K support, and no information has been provided for the frame rate of the Xbox One and PS4 versions. The Nintendo Switch version's resolution and frame rate also hasn't been detailed, though the developer confirmed there would be differences from other platforms. 120 FPS on PC. On the plus side, the developer also confirmed that PC players could benefit from 120 FPS frame rate. While 4K resolution support on PC hasn't been confirmed, 60 FPS at 1080p resolution is possible based on the system requirements. Further details on graphical options and settings, along with requirements for 120 FPS, have yet to be revealed. System requirements. Another positive in favor of PC players is the system requirements. To run the game at 30 FPS and 1280 by 720 resolution, one will need an AMD A8 7600 or Intel Core i3-3210, 8GB of RAM, and an AMD Radeon RX 460 or NVIDIA GeForce GTX 750 Ti at the very minimum. The recommended requirements include a Ryzen 3 1200 or Core i5 6500, 8GB of RAM, and either a Radeon RX 5500 XT or GeForce GTX 1060 with 3GB VRAM for 1080p and 60 FPS gameplay. Overall, not too heavy, and in both cases you'll need only 30GB of installation space. So what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.